Welcome back. So for today's Which House Should I Buy segment, our clients are Jose and Rosa, and they're a recently retired couple who want to run a small internet-based business from their home. They're ready to downsize from their large single-family house, and they want to live in an adult community just outside of Philadelphia. They do need a guest room because their children come to visit.
That's right. So there's a couple of things that we can look at that are common to both of the projects: the location, environmental performance, and siting. Location, the walk score for this development is 20 out of 100, so it's a typical car-dependent suburban community. So we can't really give it the points on the slow home test, although it does work for the clients because they're not going to be driving.
Yeah, but we can't, on the basis of the slow home project, we can't.
No, and I think that there should be a way to be able to have an adult-oriented community that's not located downtown, still have it within a somewhat walkable neighborhood.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's
so.
important.
No points for that, but that doesn't really matter. No environmental performance issues that were discussed, so they don't get points for that on the slow home test.
No.
Siting, here we've got the site plan.
Right.
And like yesterday, not bad.
No, not bad. I think it, again, depends on which lot you choose, so you have to be prudent in picking the lot with the correct orientation. But I think the thing that they have done, both yesterday and today, is we do have these green spaces organized around the backs of the lots, and one of the problems and complaints that I've got about suburban communities is they're often fence to fence in the back, and they've tried to design around that so everybody has a green buffer around the home, and I think that's actually pretty nice.
That's right. So now let's look at the two options. Option one is the Westridge, 1,690 square feet. They're both 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms.
Yeah.
I think that overall it's well organized.
Yeah,
and
I think it's appropriate because I think the thing that's good for them, for these clients, is we do have a bedroom space that is separated from the master bedroom, so when their kids come to visit, there is that degree of separation from an organizational point of view.
And it's also possible when nobody is there to just close that off and to not have it feel like it's an empty part of the
because
house.
You'll still be in this living, dining, kitchen space.
That's right. I think the problem that this house has got is the kitchen.
I agree. I think the kitchen, we've got too much space between the 2 counters. There's too much floor space. I really also question the sort of need to enclose it entirely on that end because it really does divide the dining room from the other parts of the house.
Yeah.
So that would be my concern about this one.
So option 2 is the Stamford. It's 1,720 square feet, slightly bigger, and it has a study.
Right. And I think the problem with this one is the entry. I think that the front entry, although we do have a foyer, the back entry, we've got shared space with the laundry, which I think is a bit of a problem. And I think and the other thing too that I think is an organizational problem as well as a kitchen problem is the design of the kitchen. I think we've got a situation again where we've got way too much floor space. The floor space of the kitchen also becomes the circulation to the breakfast nook.
Yeah.
And I'm really not sure about having it so separate from the living dining area of the rest of the house.
That's right. And depending on the siting condition, that bedroom number 2 may or may not be a good thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Here we've got that situation where the kitchen and the breakfast area are at the front rather than that other bedroom. I would like to say though, I think that the great room the living is fine as long as we don't put that optional fireplace.
Yeah,
if
we don't
do
want
that. It would just
screws
really
up the
mess
orientation.
Everything up. And it does have a study.
Yeah, which I think for their internet-based business, I think that would be something that they would consider.
Exactly. So if we look at the scores, we've got 13 points out of 20 for the Westridge and 12 out of 20 for the Stamford. Of course, the Stamford does have have a study, which is something that they need from an internet business point of view. So which one do you think?
I'm going to choose the Westridge, and I think we're going to go back here and have a look at why we would choose that one. And I think that I just generally like the organization of it better. I like how the living, dining, kitchen space, and you actually talked about something, is they actually could technically use this as the study.
The dining room.
Yes,
that's right.
Because we've got multiple redundant spaces. This is actually big enough for a nice dining room that you could use all the time.
Well, and if you look at the circulation, you don't have to pass through the kitchen to get to the breakfast area like you do in the Stamford, and so you could use that as an eating area. It'd be a lovely eating area.
Yeah.
Looking out onto the covered patio and out into the back deck, and that dining room I think would be a great place. You don't even need to build those walls. You could just do it with bookcases and have it as
a little bit out of the box in terms of the decision, but I think that I would choose the Westridge.
I also like the fact that the second bedroom looks out onto the front of the street rather than the back. All right, that's our choice. Interested to see what you think, and tomorrow we'll have our design project.
See you tomorrow.